Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Tracer 215 travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration: your awning and your slide. Make sure you leave plenty of room for that slide to come in and out unhindered, preferably nothing hanging over top of it. Leave yourself a walking space along the side. Then I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your water docking station is going to be at the front of your off campsite, or the driver's side of your tow vehicle. And then your power is actually all the way on the back of the unit. So park accordingly so that you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, you're going to level your unit. Unhook your hitch. I do recommend finding the middle of your unit with your slide in here and put a stick on level on the side. Have someone watch that while you come to the front of your unit, and use your power tongue jack. If you have a light, docking light, simply up or down. Raise or lower your unit until you've got a level. Once you got your unit level, next thing you do is stabilize it. Now, four corners, you have these stabilizing jacks. Take your hand crank this stabilizing jack down just until they're level. Remember, you don't want to raise or lower your unit. You already got it level. You just got to stabilize with these. Now, I recommend jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop. Run these down just until they're taut. Once you feel any type of pressure from your hand crank, once it starts to give you any type of pressure, go ahead and stop. You know you're down far enough. These do crank to the right to crank down. You can use a power jack or a drill gun to run these down. I just recommend if you do run them down with one of those, you slow down when you get to the bottom. Got our unit level and stable. Let's go ahead and hook our power up. Again, at the back of your unit, you do have this 30 amp cord. Should you need to plug in at home, you do have a, excuse me, got some dropsies today. You do have a 30 to 110 adapter. Got our power hooked up, let's hook our water up. Coming back up here to your docking station, you can find your city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use this when putting water into your city water connect or your black tank flush. Hook that up, hook your hose up, but don't turn our water on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Coming over here, all the way around to the back of your unit is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point is making sure our drain plug's back in. You may have left it out from last time you were camping. Get that in there nice and snug. Then you can go ahead and turn your hose on. If your hose has been on for a little while, pull on this pressure release valve, get the air out of the lines. Once water is flowing out of here, you know your water tank is full and you can turn it on from indoors. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water, we're going to use potable water. We're going to go dry camping. Well, right next to your city water connection, your docking station, is your potable water tank. Simply fill that up with a hose, no water pressure regulator needed. There's two ways to tell when it's full. One is an overflow valve here, and two, inside your bathroom you can check the levels of your tanks. Your freshwater tank will be this tank. All right, we're all hooked up to camp. Let me walk you around the unit and show you a few other things. In your off camp side, starting over here is your pass-through storage with your hitch work. In your docking station, you do have this light. A battery disconnect, that'll come in important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide detector. Cable and satellite connections, your water, your black tank flush, we'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. Your freshwater drain, could be that one right there, and your low point drain, which would be those two right there. We'll dump them when leaving the campsite. Coming to the back of your unit, you have your dump station. On the rear of your unit, you have your power and your hot water heater. Your awning, you only want to run that out until you can see that bar. Your outdoor speakers. This is a vent for your microwave. Prepped for a TV out here. Cable in 110 here. And they've already put a level on the side of your unit. Access to the back of your fridge. This is a furnace heat release. If you're running your furnace to clear this, it'll get rather warm. And then coming up here to your pass-through storage on this side. You also have a cover for your propane tanks. They are on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using and lefty-loosey to open. Again, check your battery post. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go ahead and take a look on the inside of your unit. First thing I like to point out when you come inside the unit is where the fire extinguisher is. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. To your left as you come in is your awning in and out, your interior and exterior lighting, and your slide control. We'll run that in shortly. Coming directly into your kitchen, your self-explanatory microwave. You have a light and a fan for your stove. Your stove, you simply turn it to light, hit your spark, and there's your flames. Same thing on the oven. There's a pilot light underneath to light. Turn this to pilot and then light that. Coming over here to your Dometic fridge. Turn it on here. You're on auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you'll go to gas. Simply lift that button to go to gas. If this light comes on, check your gas. Down below your fridge on the floor is your access panel to your fuses and breaker box. Looks like you got mostly 15s, a couple 40s. Highly recommend having a handful of those with when you go camping. Continuing here in the living room, down below your TV on the corner here is your 12 volt carbon monoxide detector. Now the reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day, nothing plugged in, charging your battery, use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. TV, we'll turn that on. While that's coming on, come up here to your sound system. With a button in here to turn on. Oh, power's up here. Sorry. So Bluetooth compatible, AM, FM, auxiliary, DVD, USB. Here's your menu to go through them all. Indoor and outdoor speakers, you can mute it or loudness. Crank it up, see if we can pick up any channels in here. I doubt it. Hit that scan. Yeah, nothing's coming on indoors. Down here is your thermostat. Touch that mode to cool for AC. Your furnace, change your temperatures here. In your bathroom, one thing I want to mention in here, this is where you check your tanks. See a brand new battery, fresh tank, that's what you'll hold down to tell when your potable water is full, and your black and gray tanks. Down here's where you turn on your hot water heater Over here if you're hooked up to gas, over here if you're hooked up to electric. Here's your light. For your dinette seating area. You know, these go in here, and then set your table on top of the legs. In the ceiling, your AC. You do have a hand crank open fan or exhaust here. Smoke alarm. This is your antenna. Crank that up when you arrive at the campsite, down for travel. And here's where your mattress will go with storage underneath. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. First and foremost, you want to make sure, I like to come here, shut off my interior lights, then I know all the individual lights that I need to go through the unit and shut off. So once you've went through and shut off all of the lighting, except for what can be controlled over here by your door, now you can go ahead and bring your slide in. Just simply slide in. Over there, you want to make sure that those doors are closed below your TV. You don't want to rip them off because you're closing your slide. Stop right there and close this bathroom door. I'm going to slide back out a little bit. Telling you to make sure everything is closed, and here I forgot to close the door. Bring it back in. See the importance of having everything closed. All these doors and drawers. And just run your slide in. Shut off our lights. Head out of the unit. Lock and deadbolt your door. You'd be surprised at the horror stories of people's doors coming open. We're going to unhook our water. Unhook our cable. We're going to go to our low point drains. If you're hooked up to potable water, you dump this one. And hooked up to city water, go ahead and dump those. At this point, we're going to head around to the back of our unit to our hot water heater. We're going to lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to drain all the water out of your unit. Once that's done, remember to close this down so your door will close. Then open your low point drain here. Don't forget to close your hot water heater. Hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. And at the dump station, you take the sewage hose, comes to your convenience pack, hook it up right here. First thing we're going to pull is our sewer outlet. That's going to be that black handle. Pull that. Once it sounds like that black handle is no longer draining, you're going to leave that handle open. We're going to come up here, and again with your water pressure regulator, hook up to our black tank flush. Hook up the hose at the dump station. Let that run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash out your black tank. Unhook that hose. Come back here, close your black handle. Pull your gray handle. That's going to be your cleaner waters, your sinks, and your showers. That's going to clean your hose out for you. You're going to come right here to your bumper and conveniently store your hose inside your bumper. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this tracer for many years to come. Happy camping.